Good afternoon, folks. Thanks very much for tuning in to this weather update. This is the UK weather update from castingtotherwatcher.com. A very warm, excuse me, just got a bit of a cough there. Under the weather, or I should say not under the weather. It's very warm today. As we got to 24 degrees Celsius in parts of southern England too. Very warm day today because many areas high pressure was in charge today. So New South East Wales bringing our such clear skies. The air couldn't rise. We've got some very warm conditions today across many parts of the country. Temperatures rose to 25 degrees Celsius in some parts of the country, and that warm weather will continue as high pressure sticks around as we go through the next few days. But there are some complications as we go through towards the end of the weekend into next week as we start to pick up a southerly flow, and we could get some very unstable air developing with that, and that may trigger off some very severe conditions across the UK in terms of Thundery conditions. More on that in just a second. And this is how the thing's shaping up in terms of the GFS temperature chart. Well, I've got a red pen here to indicate just how warm it is in the next few days. A very warm day. Today, temperatures just rise and rise and rise through next week into the mid-teens. And that's actually trying to open to the high teens in towards next week. Temperatures 27 degrees Celsius indicated on the from the GFS. There's some very warm conditions expected next week. Obviously, it's still a bit uncertain. We still could see a breakdown for the end of next week. That may lead to thunder conditions. That may also lead to cooler conditions too. And just notice how conditions are dry at the moment, but then we see the spike here towards next week. This is indicating the possibility of some Sunday conditions across the UK. And just looking at the Cape and lifted index values from the GFS for next Thursday, well, it's really quite extraordinary to see such a high values for thunderstorms indicated such far away, as obviously as the model goes further out, it loses its resolution. So it's quite unusual to see Cape lifted index values of 0 to -2 across many parts of southeast England, the eastern parts of England too, and stretching back to up. So a very unstable pattern indicated for next week across these central and western parts of Europe too, with low pressure starting to move into the country, and that drags in southerly airflow, and that southerly airflow could see some shortwave troughs developing alongside. That may bring thunder conditions that we're expecting through next week. And this is the synoptics for the 10th of June. Well, it's a really synoptic that we're looking at here. Is high pressure to the north of the country and starting to move towards the east a little bit, starting to get cut off by this trough over parts of Atlantic that's trying to dig in here. And when it does that, it starts to pull in a southerly flow around the air low pressure, and that's actually bringing flow from Spain. So some very warm air potentially, and you get that mix of air. You can get very unstable conditions across the UK. And with the sunshine, with the June sunshine, you can get some very unstable air across the UK. You may remember last year, the 28th of June was a very, very severe day across the UK. We saw some very torrential downpours. I'm afraid to say that this is a similar pattern being indicated by the models. Obviously, it's going to change. Everything always changes, and it's still quite far away. But obviously, I'll keep you updated here. And since it's starting to come up now, I may give you up-to-date daily weather updates looking at the possibility of next week's stormy conditions across the UK as low pressure starts to come in, but can't do so as it's blocked by this area of high pressure, this northern blocking, which is then producing a southerly airflow, and along that could bring some troughs across many parts of the country, with the air originating from Spain or perhaps even northern Africa. If it comes out correct, then we may see again the potential for stormy conditions across the UK. And just looking a bit earlier, well, this is a forecast from the GFS for tomorrow's temperature. A very warm day again tomorrow, temperature up to the low 20s in places. Again, 24 degrees Celsius in some parts of the country. Some very high temperatures can be expected. And as we go through towards Saturday and Sunday too, we keep the warm weather. We keep it into Monday and Tuesday, but it's a possibility to go through next week. We see the more thundery conditions up. And that's obviously when I'll be giving you these weather updates on the summer weather updates on the summer conditions. Don't forget you can find a written version of this forecast just below, and you'll find the charts for next week too, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You can find the charts for this week too, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And you will find some other charts that you may find interesting as well just below this video. You may want to check them out. Obviously, a written update is included with the weather updates. So thank you very much for watching. Thanks for tuning in too. If you like these updates, don't forget to tell your friends about them. You'll be supporting the growth and also expansion of customers with watching.com by doing that. So thanks very much for doing that, and see you later.